All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, not to the market open because the market is not open. But we are going to get started with our coverage. I know I was going to be 20 minutes later. I was going to start at 11:15, but I thought I might as well get started now because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to get into. I believe the actual inauguration is going to start at 11:30, if I'm not wrong. Usually it's around 11:30. The swearing in process will probably be at 12 p.m. And hey, about everything else that we have to talk about, everything else that we have to get into, and all the stuff going on for inauguration. So we're going to be live, I believe, probably for the next 5-6 hours. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We have a lot of executive orders that basically are confirmed to be happening by Trump himself last night around crypto, energy, banking, all this stuff. And then we've got a ton of market news that just happened, like literally 20 minutes ago, that we're going to talk about before we get into the inauguration. Uh, because this weekend has been quite a weekend. Obviously, the Trump meme coin. I have some thoughts about the Trump meme coin, and so we'll talk about the Trump meme coin, but nonetheless, it has been a wild 48 hours. So thank you everybody for being here. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. But before we get started with all of the market commentary, all of the analysis around the inauguration, and obviously the stream of the inauguration itself, I want to get started off by saying that this weekend was one of the most emotional weekends of my life. Quite frankly, I still do not have the words for this weekend. Uh, I tried to figure out, all right, how exactly would I talk about what happened this weekend? And I don't really have the words. So this weekend, for those that don't know, we had our first ever meetup. I made it a goal in 2025 to meet the people that have actually been supporting and watching the content, because I think it's important at this stage of my life, if there's a real community that's being built, to actually meet the people that care, that support, that have been supporting, that deeply get value out of the content every single day and get value out of the broader community. And it was in New York City, and I posted this on Twitter. Everyone can look at the pictures right here on Twitter. But it was just one of the most incredible experiences ever. So basically, we went to two bars, one bar in New York City on Bleecker Street, and then another bar about 5 minutes later called PubKey, which is a Bitcoin bar. And this bar was called Blind Tiger. And it was just incredible. I walked in, there were 3 or 4 people there, and then slowly, I think at the peak, we had like 45 to 50 people. This was the second bar that we were at. And it was just, I don't know what to say. It was just one of the most incredible experiences of my life. It was a day where there was a lot of gratitude, a lot of humility of just recognizing how many people actually are touched by the content, consume the content, and it was special. It was really, really, really special. Again, I'll put that tweet in the chat, and you guys can look at the pictures for those that didn't see all the pictures. But I think 45, 50 people showed up, and it was one of those things where I tried to talk to every single person that was there and ask them, why do you watch the content? Why do you enjoy the stream? Why do you keep up with anything that I'm saying, or keep up with the Twitter, the YouTube, etc.? And the genuine response I got from pretty much everyone was, and this is the part that it's very, very humbling, and it just warmed my heart to agree. I can't imagine, but it was authenticity. That was it. It was, hey, this community is authentic. This community is real. You're not selling us anything. You're not trying to, you're not trying to put something out into the universe that's not real. And we really enjoy keeping up with that, and we get a lot of value from it. So it was just very, I mean, like, gratitude isn't even the word for the fact that people would come up to you and say, just thank you for everything you've done, and thank you for being a resource that they can trust. And a lot of people were early pound here, which was obviously very exciting. We'll talk more about that in a second, but it was amazing. And the diversity of people that came was just unbelievable. I mean, we had people that were 20-year-old kids in college, seniors in high school, seniors in college that are graduating, that have 6 figures in MicroStrategy. There was one of these kids that said that 10 months ago, he wrote up a 20-page thesis, and he got all 15 of his dorm mates to invest in the stock. And now 6 figures at 22 years old in a stock is pretty incredible. So the young kids are just going after it, and they get value from the stream. Then you have people in their 30s and 40s that just keep up with the content in the background, right? When their kids are running around during the day. You had Paula, this amazing mother, came with her beautiful daughter, and the daughter, Madison, she's 24. She doesn't really care about the market, but her mom cares about the market. The mom's trying to get the daughter into the market, so she brought her daughter into the meetup, and it was just so special, dude. It was so unbelievably special. I think I think this had to be the highlight because this thing was just crazy. So Scarlett, shout out to you, Scarlett. I hope you're watching right now. This woman started buying Palantir at $7. She finished her position at 15. And not only is she wearing the Palantir hat, shout out to Iliano, but she knitted the Palantir hat that I'm wearing right now along with a Palantir scarf. With a Palantir scarf. I mean, like, she knitted this. She took her time out of her life, her hard work, her sweat to make this. It's just like, I don't know what to say. Like, when you see stuff like that, it's just, it is why we don't sell a course. It's why we don't pump meme coins. It's why we don't have some private Discord that costs $20 a month. It is when the level of genuineness and authenticity from people that actually are touched by the content. It's all I've ever wanted. It's all I ever wanted. I mean, quite frankly, like, I got a lot of things I want to do in life, but it's going to be a little bit more easier for me to die one day because this is what I've been chasing my entire life, this ability to create, have an impact, have people that actually feel something from what you're creating. And now I think we would just want to take it to the next level in terms of where this could go. But this weekend was very, very, very emotional. I'll probably have more words to speak on it going into the rest of the day. It was absolutely the most epic knitting project in the history of this community. And again, the two key words from this weekend are gratitude, just from myself, because when you experience something like this, I don't know what you can feel other than gratitude, but community. Community. It's like that's the number one word I got from everyone. So in terms of the logistics of the events, first of all, I learned a lot about how to host these events. So I went into this Saturday just assuming it would work out. And thankfully, the universe was on my side. The first bar, kind of small, but we didn't have too many people. It was like 20 people, so it was manageable. But then more people started coming. So we went to a second bar. And that second bar, the Pub Key, we got there like 1 p.m. At the back of the bar, they had this private lounge that magically no one had reserved for like 6 hours. And they let all of us just stay there for 6 hours. So from 1 p.m. to 6:30, no one interrupted us. None of the bartenders said, you guys got to leave. We were able to have a full networking event. And so we got really lucky. I mean, I got very lucky with that bar. Shout out to Devin. There's a woman there who recommended that bar. And so we went to that bar. She deserves all the credit for getting us that spot. But that gave us 5-6 hours to just network. And it gave me the idea of, okay, when I do this in California, I'm actually going to book a bar with like a lounge in the back, right? And regardless of how much money it costs, like you need a place where everyone can just like talk and walk around and order, like not be interrupted by like other random people coming in. So definitely I got lucky on this one, but for the next one, I think I have a better idea of how we're going to plan this across the entire world. And number two, the beautiful thing about being in that private lounge is that everyone got to talk to everyone else. So I made sure to go around to every single person, and I'm pretty sure everyone who was there got 10 minutes with me, and I basically interrogated them. I was like, so why do you watch? Are you going to keep watching? What can I do better? What do you like about the stream? Do you have kids? Are you like out and about? Are you in like, am I in your AirPods? Am I on your TV? So I got I got a lot of feedback. But when I wasn't talking to certain people, because there was one of me and there's 40 other people, everyone else was networking in individual groups. So you had some people talking here, you had some people talking there. You had one guy giving a literal lecture on how to sell cash-secured puts to other people that didn't know about puts. You had someone else talking about their NVIDIA thesis. You had other people talking about Bitcoin. I mean, it was just an incredible experience. And when I went around to all these different circles, I was in tune to an entirely different conversation. And I think the beauty of these events, these meetups, are people are going to be able to network with like-minded people. And when I say that, I say based on the feedback I got. So at the end of the event, when I was talking to like the last 10, 15 people there, the number one thing they told me was, dude, we don't have any family or friends that we can do this with. We don't have any people that we talk to because no one talks about this stuff. So an event like this, like if you care about Robinhood, if you care about Palantir, you care about MicroStrategy, you care about Tesla, you care about interest rates, and you actually were able to have real conversations at the meetup. And so that's why it was so cool. That's why it was so cool, dude. It was just like, honestly, it went better than I could have ever expected. Like I came home just like, wow, that one worked. There's some things in life where you try, you have no idea if it's going to work, and it works. That one worked. And no one was weird either. Like in the back of my head, I was like, all right, maybe there's going to be someone who tries to kill me or something. Because like I didn't bet any of the people coming. No one, everyone was amazing. No one was weird. No one was kooky or anything. Everyone was just like a normal person that cares about the markets and that wanted to network. And so it really went better than I could have expected. And I didn't know what, to expect, but it was pretty incredible. I mean, it got to a point where someone, shout out to Andy, came up to me and said, "Hey, Amit, I need you to sign something." And I was like, "There's no way. There's no way." And then he pulls this out. And ladies and gentlemen, I signed my first cowbell. So I mean, just like, insane, absolutely insane. But that is what happened. And then the gift for those that didn't figure out by now, I gave everybody small cowbells. So if you come to a meetup in the future, you will get a small cowbell from me, a little token of my appreciation. Hopefully, you keep it and you ring it with me at 9:30 every morning. But everyone got one of these cowbells, and shout out to Andy because I got to sign his cowbell, which was super cool, super awesome. Chat says, wait until you go to California. Yeah, I think California is also going to be very fun. So what we're going to be doing in California, now I have a lot more clarity on how to do these meetups. February 10th to the 15th. I don't have the exact date yet, but that's the week I'll be in California. I already know the bar I want because I've been to the bar before and they have a private lounge in the back. So I'm going to communicate with them pretty soon. And that bar can hold about, honestly, 50 to 75 people in their lounge. So I think that's what we're going to do, dude. Around the world, we're going to get private lounges. And you're going to have to RSVP, and whoever RSVPs can show up, and that's it. That's what it's going to be like little networking events while also being a meet and greet. Because it was a meetup. It wasn't a meet and greet. Because a meet and greet assumes you're coming just to see me, and I know a lot of people came to see me, but it was more of a meet up because you were meeting up with everyone else in the community. So it's like, yeah, like, you know, I'm organizing it, and that's super cool, but everyone wanted to connect with each other, and that was the very special part. It became a lot more about the community, and people were getting each other's phone numbers, and there were DJs like, hey, if I do music, so if you have these events, and like there's just like people were able to sell themselves at the event in terms of their own side businesses and side hustles, and get to learn more about other people. And I thought that was really special. I thought that was really special. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. B-Sob, shout out to you. B-Sob got me a cannoli and a rainbow cookie, which was fantastic. I got to FaceTime Steve at the event for a little bit, and you guys got to see Steve. First, there's so many of you guys who said you love Steve so much. It was great. Shout out to Adam as well. My brother Adam was at the event. Here was a little video from this. Like Adam told me he was going, but I was just so busy preparing for this, I forgot he was coming. And then I saw him show up to the bar, and I was like, oh, thank God, dude. Because like Adam was holding it down when I couldn't talk to other people. Adam was being the life of the party. He was like, you know, just like talking about his thesis about the markets and everything. It was great. So I just so unbelievably appreciative of everyone who showed up, especially Adam being there and helping me out.
All right, everyone say hi. We are bar crawling. First meetup of 2025. And we're going to Pub Key, which is a Bitcoin bar. Good afternoon, everybody.
Shout out to Spencer, bro. Spencer was great. He was awesome. Like the fact that you guys were like emulating what I say, I mean, it was just incredible. It was an amazing experience.
Dude, you got it right. Adam.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Come out to the next meetup. If you ain't here, you fucked up.
The bricks are real, right?
The bricks are absolutely real. Every single one of them, including the mortar in between.
There we go.
It was great, dude. It was so great. It was so great. And then like the cool thing is I don't know what you guys look like, right? So when I saw someone like B-Sob is this like tall white dude who's just like, he looks like he should be like skateboarding or something, but he works like in like tech sales or whatever. And I'm just like, you're B-Sob. Like, you're B-Sob. It was so cool. GE, shout out to you, who now needs to change his name to the Jersey Guido because he absolutely looks like a Jersey Guido. Andy was awesome. Shout out to Andy. I mean, so many of you. It was just crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Just one of the most wild experiences of my life. And again, I really don't have the words for it because when you see that many people and they're all just excited to be there in that moment. Ash, shout out to you. Ash brought his girlfriend. I mean, literally his girlfriend started listening to the morning open in the background, getting into the market as well. I mean, the fact that someone brought their girlfriend there just to like show support. Someone else left his girlfriend. They were on vacation from Florida in New York for a week, but he left his girlfriend for a couple hours just to come to the event. I mean, it was special, dude. It was really, really, really special. And I'm just incredibly grateful. So we're going to do this 12 times a year. And to be honest, the vision for this now is becoming much greater. Like this to me is becoming something where it clicked in my head. Like the original thesis was, okay, I want to meet everybody because I want to deepen the connection I have with you guys. Now the thesis is becoming, you guys don't have anyone to talk to, just like I don't have anyone to talk to in terms of like having a real community. So these meetups are live in-person events where everyone can connect on the topics that we all love to connect about. Tesla. I mean, there were so many people that aped into Tesla at 150. I mean, the amount of money that I heard people make, because people were being very honest in terms of their gains last year. Robinhood, Palantir, and Tesla, top three. Obviously, Bitcoin did very well for people, but people bought heavy. People bought Palantir heavy from 7 to 15. That Scarlett, the older woman that knitted this for me, she bought Palantir at 7, and she has not sold a single share. And when I said, "Hey, have you trimmed a little bit, taking some profits?" She was like, "No. What do you mean profits? No, I'm not selling. I'm not selling my Palantir." I mean, just incredible. There were people who bought Tesla at 150. They bought massive leap positions. People who on Robinhood that got in at 14, and like we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of contracts that are deeply in the money. It was a very special event, very special moment. Everyone was able to connect around the same ideas. And because of that, I think when we do this in California, Miami, Texas, in Europe, we can bring all these people together. And that's going to be the ultimate vision. It was great. It was really, really, really great. It was fun. Chris, by the way, Chris, I tried calling you in the morning. You didn't pick up, Chris, but Scarlett told me to tell you, I'll tell you live because you didn't pick up in the morning. Scarlett, this wonderful woman right here, told me to tell you that one day you came on the show, I think late 2023, or maybe it was mid 2023, and she overheard you say verbatim, "If you are still investing in Cathie Wood's ARK, you deserve to lose all your money." And that day she got the hell out of ARK and put it into Palantir, and it's worked out very well. So she said, even though I know Chris doesn't love Palantir that much, she's very happy that she listened to you that day and she got the hell out of ARK. And that was the other thing that was really great. Like Chris and Steve, these guys are characters of the show, right? And like the amount of people that said, "Dude, we love when Chris comes on the show," or "We love listening to Steve," or "You guys have this dry humor, your chemistry is so good." It was really special. It was really, really special. And I'm sure Chris and Steve will be at meetups in the future. TJ, Matt Money, all these guys. And we'll make them bigger events, especially when I go to Houston. And I think Chris is going to travel with me down to Texas. So it'll be fun. It'll be really fun. As Davis says, Chris and Steve are the only reason I watch the show, which makes sense. Oh, and Jason, I texted Jason last night, dude. There was one person who said to me on Friday or on Tuesdays when Jason is on, he drops everything. When I mean everything, I mean work, having time with the wife, everything. And he is tuned in to Technical Tuesday. That's it. That is all he cares about. He's like, even if I have to go to the gym, I will not miss a second of Technical Tuesday. And it was so funny because on Friday last week, Jason came on randomly at like 12 p.m. And he had the stream in the background, but then he went to the bathroom. He came back. He saw Jason and he was like, Jason's on the show? And then he missed a couple minutes. He had to rewind when these characters that are part of the show, I think, are part of the broader community. They're not your traditional mainstream people, Chris, Steve, Jason, Matt Money, TJ, etc. And you guys have grown an affinity for them. And it's just super awesome how much you guys care about them. But I think it also adds to the fact that they're all part of the community along with everyone else as well. So absolutely incredible. This was an amazing weekend. I really don't have the words for it. I was very humbled. There were many moments where I wanted to cry just because I just couldn't believe that the content was having that much of an impact on people and that people enjoyed the community as much as they did. The bell, the amount of people that said, "I used to hate the bell, but now I can't live without the bell." I mean, it's just these inside moments of the community that I think are just priceless in terms of how special they are. I think we're going to keep expanding it over the next decade. And the most important thing about this for me is doing it in a way that is authentic and that is filled with gratitude. And that means not taking advantage of the people that are watching, not trying to siphon money or attention out of you guys, but rather just giving as much value. And then these community meetups to me is where the value manifests itself in the real world. Because when everyone is part of a community and they genuinely, when I mean genuine, I mean in the most literal sense, they genuinely enjoy the process of being in this community. That matters more than all the money in the world. It matters more than all the gimmicks in the world. It matters because relationships are priceless. And one day we're all going to look back and be like, did we have enough relationships in life that we enjoyed, that we cultivated, that we cared about, and that we're able to turn into genuine friendships across the world with people that have the same interests? And I think that's the goal of what we're doing. All right, inauguration. We got to get into that. So that was what I had to say for the weekend. Let's get into the inauguration. We are officially starting. Trump's going to get in. We got a lot of market news to get to. I will be talking about that throughout the entire day. But let's officially start with
being introduced here. Let's talk about DOGE, though, the Department of Government Efficiency. We're hearing that there is going to be an executive order issued today establishing that. And originally, it was supposed to be Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy who would be heading that up. Eamon's reporting today is suggesting that, no, Vivek Ramaswamy is out. He's going to be not taking any part in that as he runs for Ohio governor. So what do you think of this agency that Elon Musk will be singularly responsible for heading up?
You know, it's breaking all the rules, but that's exactly what Musk says throughout the book I wrote, which is question every regulation, question every rule. He's going to be located, I think, in the old executive office building, right, as part of the White House complex. He's got people embedded in the Office of Management and Budget. Certainly, as you said, Becky, when I was last on Squawk Box, he's got a great arrow in his quiver, which is if people oppose him. If some congressman says, don't take away that NASA contract from my Alabama district, he can go after them on social media. So he's got an extraordinary amount of power, but the big power he has, I mean, look at where he's sitting today. Trump really wants him to come in and disrupt the government.
Becky, one telling detail as we watch the scene in the rotunda. This is in the Capitol building, of course, and down the road in Pennsylvania Avenue, a source inside the West Wing telling NBC News that the Oval Office is being turned over right now. President Biden's circular rug has been replaced with the same rug that President Trump used in his first term, the sunburst pattern rug that Nancy Reagan designed for her husband. So this is a literal changeover as well as a rhetorical changeover.
All right, Chris is going to join me soon, and we're going to give our commentary. There's Obama walking in. Michelle is not with him. He is alone at the inauguration today. You see Dana White in the background. You see the chairman of LVMH there. There's a lot of important people. Milei's here. We've got George Bush there, obviously. Elon and Sundar are there. This inauguration is being held inside, by the way, because it's really cold outside. So they haven't had an inauguration inside for a long time, but they are doing it this time because of just how cold it is. And so there's no sort of large crowd here, but we're going to see how this inauguration takes place. There's going to be a swearing in ceremony probably in like 30 minutes. And then after that, I don't know exactly what happens after he gets sworn in. I'm sure there's like some ceremonies that happen, but the executive orders Trump said are starting today, and he has over 100 of them. So we are going to see them probably in a couple hours. He's going to be sitting on his desk and they will officially be signing in those orders.
Go about 20% too far. In fact, he says, if you're not blowing things up 20% too much and have to scale back, then you haven't risked enough. You haven't gone far enough. So there's going to be a lot like when he shoots up Starship at the end of the book, the first time it gets to orbit almost, but there's rubble left in the wake. So I think you're going to.
Okay, while we're waiting, I'll give my commentary on this Trump meme coin. So I don't know if anyone's been keeping up with the craziness this weekend of this Trump coin. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it. I saw it launch like right before or like late in the night before I slept. And then I woke up and I had the meetup on Saturday, so I didn't have too much time to look at it. But Trump is worth an extra $40 billion because of that meme coin. And Robinhood just listed it last night. Coinbase has it. I mean, I don't love the fact that the next president of the United States is launching a shitcoin, but this is the world we're living in. And because this is the world we're living in, I guess we just have to deal with it. One thing I can say, whether you like it or hate it, is that I feel like it's bullish for crypto. I don't think it's a top for crypto. I think Trump is going to be embracing crypto at a level that we have not seen before. And I think crypto allocation in the portfolio, obviously Robinhood is one of my favorite ways to get sort of a little bit of exposure there, I think is important over the next couple of years, just given how pro crypto the president is. So do I like that he launched a meme coin? No. I just dead honest. I really cannot stand that. I mean, and I've talked to a lot of people over the weekend that have voted for him and they cannot believe that he did that. Nonetheless, is it bullish for crypto? I think so. By the way, we hit a new all-time high on Bitcoin as well at 109K, which was very important. That was late at 3 a.m. this morning. So obviously the markets like it. And, you know, that's why we're seeing some momentum as well. Melania coin also, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that either. His wife launched the coin 5 hours after he launched the coin, or like 24 hours after he launched the coin. Insanity. All of those coins are up like 13,000%. Now, one thing that is very important to understand is that the markets are really liking this. As you can see right here, the dollar is at 108.25. Why is the dollar down 1%? Well, the Wall Street Journal has reported just an hour ago that Trump's executive orders are not going to include new tariffs, which the market is deeming as less inflationary, which is very nice. So if they're not going to include tariffs, they're going to include like a framework for tariffs, but not literal tariffs. The market's very happy. If you look at the futures right now, they're surging as well. So, I mean, it's pretty incredible, even with the whole meme coin nonsense that was over the weekend. I mean, markets are up dramatically off the executive orders that he is perceived to be releasing. Dollars coming down. I think someone said in the chat, Robinhood's up 5% on the German exchanges. Like, we are going to see a lot of volatility over the next 48 hours, but some of that volatility might be to the upside if the market perceives inflation coming down, tariffs not happening, and then the overall 10-year hopefully taking a even bigger fall from expectations of rate cuts coming pretty soon. So it's getting very, very exciting from a market's perspective. And we're just going to see how the broader economy is going to interpret everything going on over the next couple of weeks.
Year and a half, right?
Year and a half. I bet you it's about a year. I think Musk feels he can do it within 1 year, and there's going to be a lot blown up, and I don't think Musk wants to stay in government after that.
Walter, stay with us. We're going to continue this conversation. We'd like to add another voice. Let's bring in Heidi Heitkamp. She, of course, is former senator of North Dakota, now a CM.
So there's Barron. There's Barron. Barron Trump. We don't get enough. We barely get any coverage of Barron, but there he is. So this is going to be happening inside. Again, this hasn't happened, I think Jasmine said in the chat, since Reagan. So we have not had, oh, wow, there's Bezos right behind Eric Trump. There's Sundar as well. You see that. And then you got Jared Kushner there. You got Elon right next to Sundar. There you go. So Barron is, yeah, there you go. Okay. And then you got Ivanka. Wow. RFK in the back. I mean, talk about, I don't think we've ever had a White House inauguration where these many tech CEOs showed up. Barron just said hi to Jeff Bezos. How crazy is that, dude? Hi, Mr. Bezos. He just shaked Elon's hand, bro. This is wild. Absolutely wild, bro. Dude, if I saw Bezos, I would be like, yeah, my package didn't come on time yesterday. And I think he would laugh. I think he really would laugh. I think we would get a good Bezos laugh out of that. But dude, this is insane. These are some of the most powerful people in the world that are here supporting this president. So I asked Chamath last night. Chamath tweeted, like, it's time to enter the golden age of America, yada, yada. And I was like, Chamath, what do you think about this meme coin? And the dude hid my reply. On Twitter, there's a thing where you can hide a reply. And then people were sending me messages of screenshots because they couldn't see my reply because Chamath hid it. So I think, it's one of those. Why did he hide my reply? Probably because he didn't want my reply under his tweet asking him a question about how does he feel that the president just enriched himself to the tune of $40 billion by using the office and the presidency, knowing damn well his SEC won't prosecute him. So how do I interpret that? I interpret that as even Chamath, which is one of his largest supporters, has no idea about how to commentate over the fact that the president of the United States of America just launched a shitcoin. It is brown on brown crime. Exactly. And I don't really blame him. Now, I think hiding my reply was a little bit of a sus move. I mean, that's like, he could have just responded and been like, you know what? I like it better than, I like meme coins more than unrealized capital gains. That would have been my response, to be honest. My response would be like, I don't like it, but I like it more than unrealized capital gains, which is a simple metaphor for the fact that I like the benefits of the Trump administration outweighs the harms, right? I think that's an easy response. But the fact that he hid it means that he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed that Trump did this. And I think a lot of his supporters are embarrassed. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, they'd rather have him over Kamala. And that's the nuance here, which is why I don't think it's necessarily bearish for crypto, but it's definitely something that even the biggest Trump supporters have no idea how to explain.
And a growth in the oil industry and lower gas prices. And quite honestly, the lower the gas prices go, the lower the West Texas Intermediate crude price is, and the less incentive there is for drilling, especially in pristine areas where there isn't a mature infrastructure. And so when you look at the Permian, you look at our basin up here, the Williston Basin, I think what you're going to see is a lot of interest in making sure that they aren't demonized, that they can see some growth in the consumption. It's not all just EVs. But in terms of his promise to open up areas across the country into places where people haven't drilled.
Zuckerberg is also here. I don't see him. He was at the church like 2 hours ago. They were at St. John's Church. So he was at the church. I imagine that he's at the Capitol as well. TikTok CEO was invited. He is not there. Or at least I don't see him right now. Also, TikTok saved, right? So now we have TikTok back. It was banned for like a day, and now it's back. Just been a wild weekend in terms of everything that's been going on. Chris Patel, what's up?
What up, man? What's going on?
Are you ready for a brand new administration?
To be honest, no. I got so used to the Biden admin that like now I'm like my entire investing philosophy is gonna have to change. I mean, whenever these presidents come around, you have to kind of tailor your investments to their styles a little bit, because there's certain agendas that presidents can push politically, and because of that, it could end up causing certain industries to do really well or certain industries to not do so well. So we just have to keep an eye on that, and and adjust ourselves to make sure that we're on the right side of the trade. So
we
where's
got
the volume on this thing?
Oh no, I just turned it off because we're talking. Right?
Okay, yeah.
She might be thinking, we should have booked some tickets to Washington.
Go to Twitter and go to Trump's live, because that one doesn't have all this additional commentary. It just has the video.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so let me
go.
Let's go to that.
Chris is dressed in all red. I'm always dressed in all red. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Newt Gingrich is there. So I don't know if you know this, but Newt Gingrich, he's one of the most powerful House reps during the Clinton years. So he was very, very austere in the way that the country spent money. So they made it and he actually is from the district that I live in, Georgia 6th. Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, until we start, which I think is in 5 minutes, let me get some thoughts. Meme coin Trump. What's your raw reaction?
I'm not a fan. You have so much political capital. The last thing you want to do is waste it on a meme coin, man. It's just.
It is weird. And it's not like Biden didn't also do things that were wonky and corrupt, right? Like, I get it. It's just the blatant nature of this is wild, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically promoting an asset that has zero value. Like, there's no tangible. All it is that it's like. I don't want to say Pokemon cards, because there's actually an entire community of people that fucking trade Pokemon cards.
No, there's a real community. You're gonna piss them off. There's a real community.
Yeah, but it's like you're basically selling thin air. There's no value in it. There's no currency value. There's no storage of wealth. And what happens once Trump passes away, or the currency, or
it's gonna
Trump
get
is out of the office?
Eventually, there's a rug pull. Eventually, there has to be a rug pull, right? Like, we know that's happening.
I had no idea. Did you see that in the background, by the way? It was the statues of Robert E. Lee. I didn't know that they had that in the Capitol Rotunda.
I didn't see
that. Yeah.
Okay, so you and I agree on the meme coin. Horrible look. Dollars down. Futures are up. Is this all because of this executive order stuff that Trump's going to put out soon?
All right, so I had this theory about 2 weeks ago, and it's finally coming to fruition. Anyone who's on the Patreon, that you read it, right? Basically, Trump put a very strong posture on tariffs and everything else. This way, he gets a lot of negotiating power and leverage against a lot of these other countries. Now that he's in power, he can basically come out. You see the white statue? That's Robert E. Lee.
I see that.
So basically now, Trump can kind of ease off on the tariffs. It doesn't mean that they're going to get rid of the tariffs. It just means that he doesn't have to be as firm on them, and the market is going to adjust. And right now, you're starting to see that with, the dollar kind of coming down slightly.
So you think he hyped up all this bearish stuff, and now it's going to not be as bearish, and the market's going to react positively?
At least in the short term, a lot of the policies that as they come out, we're going to have to see whether they're inflationary or deflationary. For me, when I look at this, I have to ask myself, what does the Trump administration need in the next 4 years in order to accomplish their goals, right? And then how does economic policy weigh in on that? What can the administration do to get to that level? Because a lot of people will be like, well, I don't want to look at politics. I just want to focus on the economy. But it doesn't work like that. So policy decisions at the government level impact the economy, which then impacts the stock market, in which case, businesses overall, right? So I think people are starting to realize that now, instead of just focusing on the economy, you also have to focus on the politics, because the politics has taken such a strong lead on the directionality of where markets are going to go, whether that be through regulatory framework changes, whether that be through tax policy changes, or even foreign relationships with trade. This wasn't necessarily the case a long time ago, but it's starting to make its way in. Let's see who those are.
There's a lot of big names here, right? Like,
I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so that's Melania. The other one that just went by was Vice President's wife.
she's walking like a woman who just made $10 billion overnight on a Bitcoin.
She did.
She's walking like a woman who just made some money, bro.
Yeah. So that's JD Vance's wife.
That's JD Vance's wife.
Damn, yo, look at Melania. She got that Darth Vader look, She's just like, dun, dun, dun,
dude. We
dun,
haven't been
dun,
inside
dun, dun,
since
dun.
1985 or something. This is the first. Like, this is almost 40 years since we did a inside.
Yeah. This is like the UK, like our version. If the UK had like their weddings and shit, this is our wedding basically. We get to do this once every 4 years. New president comes on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What do you think about this rumor that Vivek's out of Doge? Is that not true, or how are you thinking of that?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those things where we're just gonna have to wait and see. The hard part of any organization is having multiple.
Oh, there's Zucks. There's Zucks right there. We didn't see him before. He's right beneath Cushing.
Yeah,
there he is.
It's kind of crazy to see, like, politics, and then right behind politics is all the economic leaders in all of this, right? Like Elon Musk is there. You see Jeff Bezos.
Look at him. He's
Tim Cook is standing right there.
Why is Tim Cook's not close to any of them? It's like all four of them are close, and then Tim Cook's in the corner.
All right. Let's listen to this.
All right, we're getting started, folks. Here we go. 47th President of the United States, official inauguration.
Turn up the volume, son. Turn up the volume. Let's go. When you come after America, you're not just coming after the politics. You're coming after our fucking economy, too. I think that's the message that Trump is trying to put out right now.
America, you're calling. I can hear you calling me. You're calling me to pay true to thee.
Do you know this song, Chris?
No, not this one.
I've never heard this song.
Not off the top of my head. Sergey's there. You see that? Sergey Brin is right there.
Dude,
so Google's there too. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna do the YMCA song, bro. I thought.
Let's see if we can recognize. So we could see Sundar there. I'm trying to figure out some of the more recognizable people.
Yeah. Peter Thiel, I don't think is going to be there, guys. I don't think Karp's going to be there. There's Kamala and Biden. There you go.
Yeah. Cory Booker's there as well.
Yeah, Cory Booker. Wow, they're giving up the White House. This is the peaceful transfer of power in a democracy.
Yeah. One thing I really hope that we eventually get back to in this country is just getting to a point where we can be a little bit more bipartisan about things. And actually doing things that are best for the country rather than what's doing best for the party. And I think that's something that I hate. I hate tribalism, because there's policies.
Tired of it,
Yeah, there are definitely policies I like that the Democrats have, and there's policies that I like that the Republicans have, and I hate some of the policies the Republicans have, and I hate some of the policies the Democrats have. Yeah.
Oh man,
Chris, shut up.
Chris, like, hey guys, can we be nice to each other? Chris, shut up.
Shut up, Chris. Fuck the Democrats. Let's see. It's a JD Vance. I think that's just Secret Service detail, maybe.
After the inauguration, the White House staff has about 2
Wait,
hours.
Is Bitcoin about to hit 120? What is it?
No way. No, the guy's just
Let's
saying
see.
it. He's not saying it's at 120.
Okay, it's at 105. I was like, God damn.
Dude, crypto proxies tomorrow are going to be kind of insane.
Yeah.
Hey, why is everyone saying what TF? Why are you guys saying WTF? Music?
No.
Rug pull?
No, it's the rug pull, I think some people say. Oh, the stream. It got signed off.
Available for policy violations.
It says
Oh,
policy violations.
we gotta start a new one.
Yeah. Start a new one, yeah. What
Damn,
policy violations?
Listen to the song.
Oh, it might have been the song, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I gotta start it again.